الحمد لله رب العالمين. نحمدك اللهم سبحانك كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك. نحمدك اللهم آناء الليل وأطراف النهار معترفين بسلطانك حامدين شاكرين لنعمائك. ندعو الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يديم علينا نعمه ظاهرة وباطنة، وأن يلهمنا العزم والعزيمة والصبر والثبات على أن نحمده على تلك النعماء. اللهم آمين. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، يحيي ويميت وهو حي لا يموت وهو على كل شيء قدير، شهادة قامت بها السماوات والأرض. ندعو الله سبحانه وتعالى ألا يحرمنا إياها لحظة لقائه. اللهم آمين. وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وحبيبه، أدى الأمانة وبلغ الرسالة ونصح الأمة وكشف الغمة، وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. اللهم اجزه عنا خير ما تجزي به مرسلا ونبيا. اللهم شفعه فينا شفاعة لا نعذب بعدها أبدا. اللهم اسقنا من حوضه شربة لا نظمأ بعدها أبدا. اللهم أمين. محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم طب القلوب ودواؤها، وعافية الأبدان وشفاؤها، ونور الأبصار وضياؤها. صلى عليك الله يا علم الهدى، ما هبت النسائم وما ناحت على الأيك الحمائم. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, sons and daughters, the future of Islam, inshaAllah Rabbil Alameen. Sometimes, once in a while, in our discussion, in our dialogue, in our life in general, when you speak to someone, when you're facing, I would say, some difficulties, some trials, some hardship, some problems, you name it, and you would tell that person or those people around you or your friends, you know what, I need a miracle to help me overcome all of what I'm suffering from or struggling with. And your friend would tell you, miracle? What are you talking about? It's not the time of miracles now. Miracles are gone. You know, you're not a prophet, you're not a messenger, you're not... those miracles happen to the prophets and messengers. You name it, from Adam to Ibrahim to Nuh to Musa to Isa to Muhammad to Yunus, to miracles. They had miracles. So are you comparing yourself with all of those prophets in order to overcome some specific things in your life? So you need a miracle? Why not? Wallahi. Maybe if you work for it hard, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would send us more than a miracle to help us with our life. Don't call it miracle, but call it a real and truly help and guidance and support from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help me overcome a lot of things. I want to relate to what happened recently, and then I would come to the month of Rajab, the month of Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, try to have some connectedness somehow. A lot of people, a lot of Muslims in general, after what happened over in Christchurch in New Zealand, killing and murdering innocent Muslims waiting for their Friday congregation to participate in a very brutal way, the acts of terrorism, hate, you name it. And we know how many people were murdered, subhanallah. نحسبهم في الجنة إن شاء الله. They are in paradise. They are in Firdaus al-A'la, inshallah Rabbil Alamin. And then last week something happened to a mosque in California, and a couple of years back what happened over in Dar al-Faruq in Bloomington. And we keep going on and on and on and on and on. But the most beautiful part what happens after all of those bad things? When you hear that in New Zealand, the same town, almost everyone came out on the following Friday, women wearing hijab, adhan was delivered, and I have seen by my own eyes following all of those videotape and stuff. While the adhan was giving, those non-Muslims, residents of New Zealand, were crying in tears, yet they did not know even what the meaning of the adhan. And the support and solidarity, and to make the story short to all of you, this is Islam. The more Islam is attacked, the more Muslims are arrested, terrorized, murdered, killed. Great things coming out of those things to help and support Muslims more and to get Islam in the highest esteem ever. Subhanallah. Call it miracle, call it whatever you want to call it, but this is what Allah is doing. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing for Islam and for Muslims. But I hope that, and I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Muslims would realize that no matter what happened to us, no matter what happened to Islam, there is something great is coming out of those bad, brutal, terrorizing things around us. We have to believe in this. Yesterday, just to give you an example of how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking care of this deen and taking care of us as well. And I'm not propagating anyone or any person or any officially elected people. Yesterday we had the second conference organized by CARE Minnesota Council on American Islamic relations, tackling the issue of challenging Islamophobia. The phobia means fear, and how many people are kind of scared to death once even the word Islam is mentioned, especially when it comes to those white supremacy, those with the hatred deeply in their hearts, minds and souls against Islam and Muslims, and not only, by the way, against Islam, but also against Jewish people and Christian and so on and so forth. We know what happened to many churches and many synagogues, like what happened in Pennsylvania recently. Yesterday, attending that great conference, alhamdulillah, by the help and grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I was invited as a speaker. I spent the whole day. One thing actually I have seen by my own eyes and I have witnessed, it was held at the Metropolitan State University. I could not imagine that from the president of Metropolitan State University, the staff, professors, students, how they were helping per second in everything. What would make the president of that university to be there the whole time, deliver wonderful speech and saying that we are in support of you, we are in solidarity with you, we're honored to host you in our university to have your conference, CARE Minnesota, with us in here. What is going on in here? How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has softened those hearts of those people to be in supportive of Muslims and in Islam. Second to her, as the opening remarks of that conference, it was our governor of Minnesota, our governor. In his speech, when it did not take that long time, you can attest, you can testify, you can hear, you can relate, you can understand his commitment to Islam and Muslim in Minnesota. And how he promising that will do his best, is our governor, elected governor, how he would do his best to eliminate all of those type of Islamophobic terrorizing and killing and murdering, and not only this, to be in support of the Muslim community. Ya Allah, what did we do for him? Did we vote for him in order to be elected? Maybe some of us did, or maybe all of us did. So he would recognize that, yeah, it is my turn now to pay back for what we have done. But the most elegant part, as well as what he said, promising all of us for the first time in the history of the state of Minnesota to host Ramadan iftar for the leadership of the Muslim community in his mansion. I struggled for that issue with many of the governors previously. It didn't succeed. I was requesting, I had a promise the other day, I'm not going to mention names in here, to have Ramadan iftar in the governor's mansion. What made him taking upon himself, recognizing it is Ramadan, it's coming soon, and you are fasting, you will be fasting, and you will break fasting with us there in my house along with his wife. You want to call this a miracle? What do you want to call it? It is Allah's work, because we deserve this. Even if we're not doing that much for Islam, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is rewarding us, Sessions when we had there yesterday, one session I was participating in, the negative impact of the mental, psychological, and emotional Islamophobic on the Muslim community, and I shared with them how much we're suffering, especially sisters wearing their hijab, and our children in public school, and us as well, subhanallah. With the statistics, I have seen many of them in our clinic in here at the Family Counseling Center, as well as the Psychotherapy and Counseling Center, where I found it, and I'm working so hard in here. But you see non-Muslims in their participation in that conference, how dedicated they are. how much of hard working they wanted to see us prosperous, in good shape, working as hard as we can to contribute to the welfare of America. That feeling, when you see it around you, when you experience it, you say, Ya Allah, what is going on? What's happening? I just wanted to share with you how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, call it miraculously, call it with His help, with His grace, with His mercy, taking care of Islam and taking care of us. Keep this in mind. Even with the little effort you would contribute to this masjid, or to your kids, or to the school where your kids will go, or some Islamic project, little, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala compensate you tremendously beyond your imagination, beyond your expectations. So do as much as you can for Islam, for Allah, and for yourself and your community, and see the outcome. See the outcome. I want to share with you something else. You remember when we had a delegation with us last week? Pastors, priests, and rabbis coming from churches and synagogues to be in support for us, to say, don't worry, we're here. As I told them, we're in the same boat, either to swim together or sink together. But they choose to swim with us and to help us and support us and to be in solidarity with us. All of you welcome them, and I was so delighted and so happy how you relate to them, how happy they were. Following day, I received an email from them, how thankful they are, how grateful they are, how happy they are. Not only, forget about my sermon, this is the help and grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't like it, but they loved it. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And this is for me is a good credit. Alhamdulillah. View it in our YouTube. Check with our dear brothers and sons, Zaki and Under. They would tell you what to watch and not what to watch. And of course, with the help of their dad, they would tell you. Anyhow, the email I received, wallahi, tears came to my eyes, the appreciation and the being thankful and grateful and so on and so forth. Alhamdulillah, 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 alhamdulillah. Till I came to the last paragraph. Oh, Dr. Hamdi, we have seen that, and listen carefully to that statement. The steps of your entrance have been severely damaged by weather, by snow, by whatever. Would you, are you listening? Accept some donation from us to take care of that project? Do you think? They can save this money to their churches, to their synagogues. They would say Muslims are filthy rich, they can take care of it. Oh, it looks ugly. It doesn't look good. It's a huge damage. Would not even clean up, around it. But for them to realize that we are in need for something to do, they came forward before us and say, we're willing to help. What made them do that? I keep wondering for the whole week, wallahi. Tell me, wallahi. Educate me, teach me. What made them say that? Think of Allah. Think of Islam. Think of the message we're sharing with our guests in here, in our masjid, in our center, in Masjid Al-Iman. Be very proud of it. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. when people of other faith came to visit with us, how much of appreciation and gratitude we do have for them sincerely, and how this would really positively impact their relationship with us. I have been dealing with them for 19 years in our faith and multi-faith. And I wish for all of our masajid, our all center, to develop such relationship, not to wait for their contribution and money to donate to us, but to develop that wonderful relationship, because like it or not, we have to develop it as Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in Medina did with the Jewish tribes, with atheists, with Christian, you name it, in order to establish the first Islamic Ummah under his leadership in Medina, and how he succeeded. We should do the same. So when something of that nature happen, call it whatever you want to call it. Call it miracle, call it help, call it support from Allah, call it, but don't look at whatever is happening to us in a negative way. Never. Otherwise, they, and I don't have to say who are they would be thinking they are now succeeding to defeat us mentally, psychologically, and emotionally, and we worth nothing. No. No, you, whoever you. We're here for Allah, we're here for Islam, we're here for this country, to contribute as much as we can to make this country the best by the help and grace and mercy of Allah and your effort as well. Keep in mind this. This is your mission here in this land, regardless to what's happening around us. It happened during the month of Rajab, and subhanallah, wallahi, 3 weeks ago, I prepare myself, as always I do, when I come to the beginning of Rajab, I would share with you the beauty and the marvelous things happening during the month of Rajab, and even 12 years before the month of the Rajab, and then the outcome, come to the Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, the miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the gift from Allah to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam personally, and the gift from Allah to all of us. And I would share with you and say, these are the miracles, and we need something like this in our life. First Friday, it didn't work out because you knew what happened over in Christchurch in New Zealand. Second week, we had some other things to deal with, situation. Third week, the guests. But this week I decided to share with you what happened in the Islamophobia Challenging Islamophobia Conference, little, not much, and also to share with you that wonderful delegation who came to visit with us, and relate this to the month of Rajab and the miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during that month. We still have like 8 days remaining for the month of Rajab. So we'll have this Friday, next Friday, inshallah Rabbil Alameen, to share with you the miracles of the month of Rajab. Before we talk about the miracles, what happened to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in those 12 years in Mecca, in order for him to receive that miracle from Allah? What did he do? And what we are doing? Are we doing the same or less or none? Let's learn from him sallallahu alayhi wasallam. In order when something is happening to us and say, Ya Allah, it happened even to your prophet, to your messenger, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam in Mecca. So we're not much better than Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. If he suffered, why not us we suffered? If he struggled, why not us to struggle? If he believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala along with the Sahaba in order for them to bring them miracles, why not we do the same in order for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to do miracles for us? 12 years, as you all know, reading the seerah, the biography of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, killing, persecution, getting rid of all of them, till the point some of the Sahaba had to leave Mecca to go to Abyssinia, known now as Ethiopia or Habasha, with the Nagas and Najashi, the king there who was a Christian, because they could not stay in Mecca, otherwise they would be killed, literally killed. literally killed. But Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told them, you leave. First group. And a second group, they couldn't stay either. But for him sallallahu alaihi wasallam, along with the Sahaba who decided to stay with him, I still remember, wallahi, Bilal radiallahu anhu arda, in the middle of the desert, being a slave for one of the masters of the Quraysh people. Very hot, severe hot weather, and a huge rock on his belly, torturing him, punishing him, just to say one word. To say one word. Don't believe in Allah. Don't believe in Allah. Whatever is happening to him, I cannot even explain to you what happened to him. But one word he used to say while he's under that torturement, about to die, Ahadun Ahad. Allah is one worthy of worship. Ahadun Ahad. Just wanted him to believe in the idols, Al-Asnam, to give up Muhammad, to give us Allah. Ahadun Ahad. Ahadun Ahad. Yasir and his family and his wife. Subhanallah ya Rabbil Alameen. Very severe torturement till they were able to kill them. Killing them. And you go on and on and on with Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam trying their best to convince him to give up Islam. Going to the only support for him on the face of earth, of course, after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his uncle Abu Talib, to tell him, convince your nephew to give up Islam. Give up that word of Allah as one. And whatever he wants, we will give him. We can compensate him. Money, we're available. Prestige, we can appoint him as a king. You know, whatever he would ask for, like nowadays, by the way. Mr. President of that country, Mr. King of that country, Mr. Amir of that country, Mr. whoever you wanted to stay there, but you work for us, we'll give you whatever you ask for. Money, give you money. Prestige, we'll keep you there. No matter what you do for your own people, we'll keep you there as long as you work for us. Wallahi, as if history repeats itself. Subhanallah. But for Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam would tell his uncle, يا عمي والله لو وضع الشمس في يميني والقمر في يساري على أن أترك هذا الأمر ما تركته أو أقتل دونه. الله أكبر يا محمد. If they are trying to convince you in order to convince me to give up Islam, even if they bring down sun in my hand, my right hand, and moon in my left hand, in order to give up Islam, I will never do. I am willing to die for Islam and die for Allah. Now, Muhammad, you're crazy. You lost your mind. We'll find you the best psychiatrist ever in Arabia in order to take care of you. Mentally, you're not right. Psychologically, you're not right. Emotionally, you're not right. We'll help you. Yet, no. Money, no. Prestige, no. Okay, Muhammad, you're not listening. You and your followers, those bunch of people around you, get out of here. Out of Mecca. In that valley away from Mecca. You live there away from us. No trade, no business, no food, no drink, no water, nothing. You and those children around you, the children of those followers around you, you stay there till you die. Till you die. They call it nowadays embargo. Huh? Embargo. They applied it already in Iraq, having millions of children die out of hunger. No milk, no nothing. And somewhere else, and somewhere else, and somewhere else. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam left Mecca to that valley, along with his followers, with the children. Wallahi, the only thing they were able to eat, not food, not bread, not whatever, little branches of the trees around them to eat in order to survive, along with their children. Along with their children. Children in Yemen are suffering more than the children with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Where? And we're giving it blind eyes and deaf ears as if nothing is happening. In Yemen, part of the Arabian Peninsula, surrounded by the filthiest, richest people ever on the face of earth, and you know all of them without mentioning any names. Need money from up north? Billions of money could come. Northeast, east, they can, Ya Allah. But no, you die. You know why? Because they are dedicated to Allah and to Islam. Wallahi, this is the only reason they have been killing them. That they are dedicated to Allah and to Islam. There in Yemen. I can go on and on and on and on for any place where Muslims are. In Africa, in Asia, Muslims in Europe, Muslims here, yet keep an eye on Allah and keep firm to believe in Islam in order for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward you for this in a miraculous way, as he did with Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. لازلنا في رحاب المصطفى البر لا يبلى والذنب لا ينسى والديان لا يموت كل ابن آدم خطاء وخير الخطائين التوابون والتائب من الذنب كمن لا ذنب له ادعوا الله وأنتم موقنون بالإجابة. الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى. الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأصلي وأسلم على رسول الله صلاة وتسليما يليقان بالحبيب المصطفى النبي المجتبى صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وتابعيه وتابعي تابعيه إلى يوم الدين. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, our dear sons and daughters in the future of Islam, inshallah Rabbil Alameen. Wallahi, yani, don't panic. Don't feel bad. Don't